Social media, pop culture, navigating adulthood. If any of these words sound like a good time to you, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the Zillennial Girl Talk podcast. I'm your host, Ariana, joined by my other host, Amanda, and we're here to talk all about social media gossip, pop culture talk, how the heck to navigate adulthood, and much more. If this interests you, keep on listening. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Zillennial Girl Talk. It's Ariana.
Hello, it's Amanda. I always feel weird saying my name.
How are you? How's your week going?
Good. I mean, it's Monday while we're recording this, but my weekend was good. I just worked. Honestly, I'm on my March break now, and I'm kind of like in this feeling of like I feel like I have stuff to do, but I like don't. And like when I don't do anything, I feel like I'm like so unproductive or like should be doing something, you know what I mean? Like I sit here and I'm like, oh, like there's nothing for me to do. But that's basically it. Other than that, yeah. Actually, I have 2 assignments due the week I come back from March break, but like
You're not going to do them until last.
we already know, yeah, I'm going to start doing them like on the weekend. Like I'm not going to waste my March break doing schoolwork. Like what's the point of that?
Yeah. We call it spring break. And I feel like even though I get a spring break, it doesn't feel like I have one because I still have like stuff due like the weekend after. So I'm just like, what's the point of even having spring break if you're still gonna make us do work?
Yeah, it's like I'd rather at this point not have a break and finish school like a week early if you're gonna make me do the same shit like that I would be doing when I'm in school, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't care.
Nope, they just want to work us to death. That was good. Let's see. I got my hair done on Saturday.
Yes, love it. For everyone that's watching on YouTube, they can see.
Yeah. I got that done Saturday. And then yesterday I went to dinner and drinks with a friend, which was nice. I actually got like all dressed up and cute, which is something I don't do very often. So yeah.
Love that. I don't remember. I went out for dinner the other night and I guess I dressed up-ish. I didn't wear sweats, so that's a plus.
Step up. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been out a lot recently, but I'm excited for summertime because there's like I like being on the patios and I like drinking sangria. So works out.
That'll be us in a few months.
Yes, in 2 months.
2 or 3.
3. Don't know how to count.
Yep. It's gone by so fast. Like I remember like in October when I told you about the tickets. And now it's just 3 months away.
I feel like everything's passing by so fast. It's kind of stressing me out. Because like I remember like literally a day ago, I was like, oh, it's February now. And now literally tomorrow is March.
It's March.
Like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. I have like 4 different trips planned like between March and June. And I'm just like, time's going to go by fast and I'm not ready for it.
Yeah. I don't have any. I am supposed to go. So, okay. Backstory. Everyone knows I love Justin Bieber, right? Like that's the word. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think he's going to go on tour like for a good like 5 to 10 years after this one because I think he's gonna like start a family and stuff. Yeah. So I'm like I have to go to all these shows. So I'm going to 2 next month, 1 March, that are like close to my like one is in Montreal and one's in Ottawa. I kind of want to go to one I want to go to New York and then I want to go to one other random one, but like I want to go to like a really small town because like the tickets are so much cheaper there and I could get like good seats for cheap. So I'm looking into that. But for like trips that I have planned, I'm supposed to go to New York in June. And then that's it. Then I have LA and San Diego in October, but that's still far. I don't have anything else in between yet. So
I mean,
we'll see.
October will be here before you know it.
Yeah, I know, but it's scary. It's like I'm here like, oh, I can't wait till October, but then like, oh my God, it's going to be literally 2023 soon. Then if we get to October, like that's scary shit.
Yeah. So for the internship that I'm in right now, I got selected to go to Washington, D.C. for a few days at the end of March, which I'm excited about because I've never been. And then the week after that, I go to Hawaii for like a week and a half. And then in May, I go to Canada. And then in June, I'm going for a weekend to Arizona to go see the Halsey concert.
That's going to be fun. Lots of things.
Yep.
It's always fun when you have things planned, But then I swear to God, like you're looking forward to it so much. And then whatever you have planned like passes by so fast. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I know. But we can go into our songs of the week because I actually picked mine before Amanda this time.
Yes, I saw, and then I saw you highlighted mine.
Did I?
Yeah, and I was like, what's she doing?
I don't think I meant to. So for mine, I picked another song from my Discover Weekly playlist on Spotify. And it's called Beautiful Lies by Lolo Zue. So the I has like the two dots in the top, so I don't know how to pronounce that. But
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, I picked that song because I'm still like in my feels a little bit. And it still keeps me in my feels. So
they look familiar.
Do they?
Yeah, but I have no idea from where. I feel like I've heard of them. I'm gonna listen to the song later. My song that I picked is from last night's episode of Euphoria. It's titled "I'm Tired" and it's by Labyrinth. I think that's how you say it, and Zendaya. And that was such like a pretty song. And yeah, I thought
it was nice to get into Euphoria.
I mean, we can. It segues us into it. And speaking of songs, Elliot had to sing last night, and that shit was long.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I skipped some of it. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I skipped some of it. I was like, hey, this fucking song's too long. And I skipped like twice, and he was still singing. And then at the end,
it was like 4 minutes.
And at the end, when he was like, I'm still working on it, I was like,
what else do you have to work on?
What? And then like I was like, we could have like that could have been like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, you know, and then there would have been like 3 minutes and something for like
other
to figure something else. Yeah. But what were your thoughts from last night?
I hate that we have to wait 2 years because it's not coming out until 2024.
I thought that was a joke at first until it was confirmed, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it makes me sad. I mean, the episode overall was really good, but I also feel like he left a lot of like plot holes in the end. Like there was a lot that I feel like didn't get covered, like the drug lady.
Yeah, I was like, no way Lori, I think that's her name, forgot about Rue owing her $10,000. Like, no way that like that
just poof.
Yeah, like how did it not get spoken about? I don't understand.
Yeah, so like there was that, and then I don't want to talk about Fez and
Ashtray.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but Ashtray,
I feel like he could have avoided it completely.
Yo, first of all, why did he just stab the dude so fast? Like no thoughts, nothing, just stabbed him right there. Then why did he think he was going to be able to shoot all these people when he's literally so short and small?
Yeah.
And then also when he was pretending to be dead in the bathroom, I was like, this guy's not dead. Like there's no blood anywhere. Like why does this police officer like think he's dead? And then he obviously shot him. Yeah. But there were, I don't know if it was you who told me or like I read it and I told someone about it, how like people think that they killed Ashtray off because he's going to go through puberty. And within the next 2 years, like he won't really match his character anymore, which like makes sense. But
like, why wait for 2 years? Why not just film this year and then get it out?
I know. Like a year is like reasonable. Like that's usually how long you wait for a show. But 2 years, 2 fucking years. What are we supposed to do?
Can you believe we're gonna be like 26 when it comes out?
I know. You know, we're gonna be like in like different phases of our lives by then. Like we'll both be done school.
Yeah.
We'll both be like actual adults. You know.
Yeah.
I'll just be watching Euphoria. But yeah. And then the Maddie and Cassie fight, I was ready for it. It was so funny. And then that random girl that was running after them, I was like, that's me. But like this girl is so random.
I mean, she was in season 1 too.
What was she?
She was Maddie's friend. Like one of Maddie's friends.
Okay, but she kind of like, see, I don't remember her. Maybe she wasn't big though. Yeah,
she wasn't like Kat. She wasn't like her best friend, but she was like one of the friends. Like there. Yeah.
Oh my God, but it was so funny. Everyone calls her Vape Girl.
Yeah, because how she was like, get her, beat her ass, and then like takes her vape out.
It was so funny though, and then she was just running after them. I was like, Loki, that would be me if I was there.
And then like just
And
Kat like trying to stop it. I'm like, no, let her get her.
yeah, it was so funny. But
And
yeah,
then and then when Maddie like hit Cassie against the wall, my jaw
and
like
it made this
dropped.
noise. I was like,
There's already
but yeah.
TikToks about it, like, and my head hit the wall. Boom.
Oh my God. People like put the boink noise on it too. But I don't know if it was you also or someone else, but like Sydney, like she broke her toe filming that scene. Yeah, she said she broke her toe filming the running away scene. Like it's so funny.
So funny though. And then I'm happy for Nate and like what he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
That
wasn't
was like the one time I was like, you go, Nate.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to actually turn in his dad. I thought he was gonna kill him for a second.
Me too, because of the gun.
Yeah, but he turned him in, and I'm like, finally, one thing you do right in this whole season.
Yeah, literally the only thing. What else? Jules did not have any like lines or anything, but the whole time when she was just in the crowd, like cheering for stuff, I was like, that's me. And then the end, when she went up to Rue, maybe like, yeah.
Yeah. And then Rue just like kissed her and walked away. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. I was like, okay, at least they didn't fight. I would have been pissed if they ended the season with them in a fight. I would have been so pissed.
Yeah. And then with just like Rue and Lexi's friendship, I feel like it brought it back together, like how Lexi did the play, and like I feel like it was a good way to like bring their friendship back.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how it ended like near that too. And like the scene where they're like hugging.
Yeah.
That was cute. But
those are my girls.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. Oh, the mom was so fucking funny when she went on the stage. Yeah. When she went on the stage, I was like, oh my God, that's too
Have
much.
you seen the movie Mean Girls?
Yes.
She reminds me of the mom from
the mom energy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when she was like, oh, this was oh like fake, like blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, you're doing too much. We know it's not fake.
Yeah.
And then the scene where Lexi made the girl like ride the horse.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's so funny. Yeah. I was like, Lexi, you go, girl.
Yeah. The play was so well done.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I don't know what school she goes to though, because my school plays did not have that sort of production.
Oh yeah.
But
no, not at all.
It was good. But all the memes now about like Elliot's song, they were like, oh, like he got a Tiny Desk concert in the show, blah blah blah. It's so funny. And then they're like free Dominic Fike promotion and everything. But like Zendaya actually wrote the song. And it was a really pretty song, but I just didn't need to hear it all. Like it's like, oh Zendaya, oh I forgive you. And then he just starts singing her a song, like for what? But other than that, it was good. It's just like I hate having to wait so long to hear it again.
But yeah, I'm sad it's over. I'm like, what am I gonna do on my Sunday nights now?
I know. It's just a boring Sunday now.
Yeah, I have nothing to look forward to.
Nope. But yeah, I think that's my thoughts on the episode.
So I mean, we can stay on the lines of like TV and shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Love is Blind has been pretty big lately, and like I didn't even like realize it came out until recently, and I know it's been out for a few weeks. So like I binged it from Friday to yesterday.
Yeah, I realized I put things on the dock and I took them off because I was like, oh my God, I don't know if she saw this. So
yeah,
I
saw.
I had to take them off. So I don't know. So I took them off, but I guess you saw them.
Yeah, I saw them, but it's fine. I kind of like accidentally saw spoilers like as I was watching it on like Twitter and stuff. And so I was just like, okay. So yeah, Love is Blind. There was like originally 6 couples that got engaged. Which one do you want to start with? There's like
there was actually 8, but they took 2 out of the thing because they weren't like their storylines weren't like good enough for TV.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Imagine like going all through all that and then like
I know
your story not to get cut past the cut.
Yeah. I guess we could start with my least favorites.
I have a lot of least favorites.
Well, okay, Deep Tea and Shake. I like Deep Tea, but I don't like Shake. So like he's my least favorite.
Shake is an asshole.
Yeah,
Like the
and
whole
like,
time just like talking bad about her and
but
just like saying, oh, she looks like my aunt. Reminds me
yeah,
of
like what
like
the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, but like, one, you knew that she was Indian
from the
from
beginning.
like the beginning. So if that was such a bother to you, why did you put someone else through that, you know? Um, but so I read like there's like threads on Reddit now, and they were talking about like all the people, but basically what happened was Shake was telling like everyone that he wanted to be like the bad guy, and he was the one that wanted to say no, and like for Deepti to say yes, so that he can be like the one that breaks it off and everything. So the producers like convinced Deepti to say no instead of like having Shake say it, because he wanted to be the one to be like no.
Oh.
And then when she said no and he was celebrating,
Yeah.
I was like, that is so fucking low of you. Like, at least like look somewhat distraught. Like, ugh. And like, yeah, he commented, like her sister even posted about it and stuff. And like, he's so like gross. Like the minute he said, would I be able to put you on my shoulders at a music concert?
Yeah.
That was it for me. Like I was like, this man is gross. Like that is the end.
Like all he cared about was more physical attraction than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would like try to emphasize like, oh yeah, I like her for her like emotional side, but I'm like, you're just like just talking shit about her the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Every chance he got, like he said something about it. Like even Shane, as much as I don't really like him, was smart and like told him, he was like, yo, like you can't just keep like talking about this and not like trying to do anything. Like you can't just like every time just bring it up. And I was like, oh, he's so gross, because like she seems like such a nice person.
Oh yeah, I know. She's like,
and I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so glad at the end she was like, you know, like I deserve better. Like, yes, you do.
I'm glad they made her do it first.
Me too.
And like when he said, "Oh," I'm like after the fact, he was like, "Oh, I have reservations at Nobu tonight." I'm like, "Who the fuck cares?"
Yeah, I was like, you're fucking gross. You're gross. Like, I hope everyone watches this and like does not want to date you.
Yeah.
And he like said it from the beginning. He was into white girls. Like, then get a white girl.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do about it?
Like, don't propose to someone who you know you're not going to be attracted to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I know relationships aren't like based solely off of like physical attraction, but I know like plays like some aspect to it. And like if you know that, then just
yeah, exactly. But who else? Then there's Danielle and Nick. I literally gasped out loud when he said yes. I thought he was going to say no.
I know.
I mean, she was very like
She was like an emotional.
Yeah, she was digging herself a hole. And like I also get it, like the producers kind of framed her in a way too. Like when I was telling you how like on the show it made her seem like she was crying because he left her for 3 hours, but in reality like she told him like a really traumatic thing that she went through, and like then she was like reliving it in her head, and that's why she was like anxious. But like obviously they didn't show it in that way. They made it seem like she was crying because he left her. So I feel bad, but I'm also like it made people talk about mental health in a way, so like I guess that's good. But yeah, she had posted on Instagram that like the way she was portrayed was like really out of her like element and character, which I get, a lot of TV shows do that. But I really like was like, I think she just needs to go to therapy. Like maybe she does, but
like I wasn't like much of a fan of Nick, but like at the same time I kind of felt bad just because of like the constant arguments they would have. And just
yeah.
I thought he was gonna say no.
Yeah, I really like wonder where they are like now. Like I'm really excited for the reunion because I need to know like
I also wonder like how
together.
long ago they filmed the reunion, because I know the weddings were in June of last year, so I wonder like how long in between they filmed the two.
I feel like it was maybe like a few months, like 4 and 5 months.
Yeah.
I don't remember last year how they did it. Last year, I think there was only 2 people that got married also, right? There was Cameron and Lauren and Barnett and
what's her name?
Amber.
Amber, yeah.
I think that was the only ones.
Yeah. Then there was 2 that got married this time.
Yeah. There's also Sal and Mallory.
Oh. They were like my favorite.
That was not like my mom and I were watching together, and she was like, "Oh, this one's gonna be a yes," like so secure. And I was like, "Oh,
I wasn't expecting Sal to say no. But
me
I mean,
either."
it also like makes sense because like how you texted me yesterday, how like Mallory's parents weren't there and they weren't
Mm-hmm.
supportive of like the whole thing. So I think like he took that into account
Mm-hmm.
and like didn't just like want to get married to her and like not have her parents there because I know like
Like, yeah, it makes sense. It's just like sucks, but like I feel like she also kind of knew
yeah.
because like she was sad, but she wasn't like confused about it. And I felt so bad because you could tell he felt so bad, like saying no, like other than like someone like Shake literally didn't even shed one tear. Like
Yeah.
you could
And
tell like the genuine people versus the
yeah,
non-genuine.
and I like how he like talked to her family too.
Yeah, that was nice. But yeah, like I guess it's hard when you like know like the family doesn't support, not that they don't support you, but they don't support like
The way it
the,
happened.
yeah. But at the same time, it's just like annoying because like she decided to go on the show. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Like maybe they would have had their happy ending if like they weren't so like
Rushed.
that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
and then
Garrett
there's
and
only one left.
Ayana. There's two
Yeah.
left. There's two left.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, there's two left. Who's the
yeah.
other people?
Natalie and Shane.
Oh my god, I forgot. I literally like had a blank. Okay. Yeah, okay.
So
Ayana
there
and
was
Jared.
yeah. I honestly didn't think they were gonna get married.
Me either. I really thought she was gonna say no because in a preview, they had a video of her going into the car with her dress off. So I was like, oh, like they spoiled it, like they're not getting married. And then it was actually not the case.
Yeah.
And I really thought she was gonna say no because when they zoomed in on her face when it was her turn to say something, I was like, oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. But then she said yes, and I was like, oh, but
Well,
I feel like
that's how I felt back with like Nick and Danielle because like when at the
mhm.
end of the episode she like gasped as if he said no, but then he
And he
did.
was like so profusely
Oh, I
sweating.
know.
But yeah, with Ayana and Jarrett, I was like, I know like Jarrett felt like he was more attached to Mallory, but I just like from being a bystander, I was like Ayana and his like energies just match so well. And I was like, even when I was watching before he even like tried to propose to Mallory, I was like, oh, like he has to pick Ayana because like they're so good together. And I was so
Yeah.
like, what the fuck when he was like, what would you say if I asked you to marry me? It was
Yeah,
very
but I
weird.
think like their energy match, and I think like
Mhm.
I hope they're still together
Me too. I
because
hope he like compromised on
yeah,
like
and I
what
think
she
I
asked.
think I hope he like calmed down on like going out and all that because
Hmm.
like I feel like at a certain age you just gotta like stop doing all that in general or like not do it
Yeah.
as often,
Yeah. Like
especially
it's
like
one thing.
going out till 3 a.m.
Yeah. Like it's one thing if you go out like, once a week. Like that's like a normal, like, oh, like you go out on a Friday night, but not go out like all the time. But like, like you go for dinner with friends or something, that's normal. But
Yeah.
like he was going out on Tuesdays and like random nights. And like
Yes.
as someone who's more introverted, like her, like I would be like, I like to stay. Like I like to go out once a month, maybe twice a month if we're pushing it. But like I don't know, I like staying in. I'm
Yeah.
very much like a homebody.
But I also like hope like he helped her like get out of her bubble a little bit
Uh-huh.
because she was like also like very introverted,
Hmm.
like didn't want to go out. So I'm like hoping that
Yeah, they
he
both did
helped
a
her.
little compromise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like even Ayana said she's like, I don't do divorce. So like, I don't know. I hope yeah, they're like one of the one couples that I hope is still like together.
Yeah. I feel like they're more of like the Lauren and what was his name
Hmm.
again?
Lauren and Cameron rather
Cameron.
than Nick and Danielle. They're not the Lauren and Cameron.
No.
Even though they were the first ones engaged, they're not them.
Yeah. No. And then last but not least, we have Natalie and Shane, which was a train wreck all on its own.
Yeah, I was like, girl, like my Asian sister. I was just like, what is this girl doing?
I wouldn't
Like
have shown up at all. Like,
honestly.
especially having a fight like that the night before.
But the thing that like caught like that would have ended it for me was in the pods when she walked in and he was like, oh, like what are you wearing? Blah blah blah. And then she was like, what? And then she's like, who do you think it is? And then he was like, Shayna. I'm hoping it's Shayna. And that's when I would have been like, that's like that was my endpoint. I would have been like, nope, like you were hoping another person was in here and you were asking them what they're wearing.
I think
And then she's
just in general, like being called another girl's name.
Mhm.
Because I mean that's happened to me a few times. And
It's
like you
weird.
kind of like want to like just like brush it off, at the same time it's
Mhm.
like they weren't thinking about you.
But it's also, I feel like it's like, especially with an engagement, you're okay with him saying that he wanted it to be another person at first in their
Yeah.
room. I would have been so mad. And he was just like, so, I don't know.
I think there was like some, because they mentioned like how his dad passed like 2 months prior to filming, and I think like that kind of like played into effect on how he
For
acted.
sure. But he gave me such frat boy vibes. And I'm just like, I don't like frat boys like
Yeah,
that.
and I think like a lot of people are saying how they think like he was on drugs and like was doing coke and stuff,
Mhm.
just because of like his mannerisms and how he was like just in the show. He was like acting really weird.
Yeah, let me find it. There's something else on Twitter. From the Reddits thing. Let me
And
find it. It's
then
about Shane.
the whole thing with Shayna and like trying to like come in between their relationship, like don't get me wrong, like I don't really like Shane, but like I feel like as a woman going into like to a couple and be like, oh, I think your relationship is comical and it's not gonna last, it's just fucking disrespectful.
Mhm.
And she was just being a complete bitch about it just because she wanted her time to shine with Shane.
Yeah, so on the Reddit thing, so basically the responses are from someone who like worked on the set, but they deleted their account now because they got caught. But someone was asking about Shayna and they said, I didn't have a ton of interaction with Shayna, but I would guess some of it was bitterness or jealousy that her relationship fell apart while Shane was with Natalie. Granted, no one on the crew thought Shane and Natalie were getting married, so you could see there was some phoniness there. Um, and that apparently Natalie and Shane's part had like a lot of editing because they were fighting a lot, even like just even before just the night before the wedding, um, which is like wild. And then there's something else about them. Um, okay, I can't find it, but apparently the producers like made Shayna go to the picnic, which like I guess like it's
That's
I
for
would
like
see them
more.
trying to do that. And then the Shane thing, the person said he allegedly took testosterone pills throughout the production and did coke at least 3 times during filming. But like the person that worked there didn't personally see him doing it, but there was a lot of people talking about him doing drugs like throughout the guys and crew,
Yeah.
which is like so sad because like you could tell there was something. I was like, oh, like maybe like he has ADHD or something because like he was just like always like I don't know how to explain
Like
it.
really hyperactive.
Yeah. And then him wearing an Apple Watch to his wedding was like the
Yeah.
icing on the cake.
And just like the way he was acting at the altar, it's just like
Mm-hmm.
something's off.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I hope they're not together. I hope he found peace within himself, but I hope for her sake they're not together because
I know, because like they posted stuff together recently, and I'm just like,
mm-hmm.
I really hope not.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think I'd ever personally be able to get back with someone that like said that they hated me and I was the worst thing to ever happen to them, even though he was drunk. Like he still said it. And like you don't just make those things up, you know?
Yeah, I feel like drunk words or sober thoughts. That's something like that. Someone told me that like whatever you say when you're drunk are like your sober thoughts. So
Yeah.
I really, and then I felt bad for Kyle. Like I didn't really, I like had like I don't know, like I didn't like him, but I didn't like dislike him. But like
Mhm.
I felt bad because Shayna just said yes, knowing that she was still hooked onto Shane,
Yeah, I was like, what was the point?
and then knowing that like religion would play like big factor into it.
Yeah, like she already knew from the get-go that like that wasn't gonna be something that she can change.
Yeah,
Which like that's totally fine. Like there's nothing wrong with like you wanting to like be true to like your religion and beliefs. But if you already knew that, like why would you say yes? And why would you say yes when you like we're still talking about Shane the whole time? Like
yeah, yeah. It gave me like Mark and Jessica vibes the whole time.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, that. Yeah. Um Yeah, that season, like I still prefer the first season. I think it's just like the people, like you'll never like for any show, it's like always the first
First
cast is
season,
like
yeah.
always the best ones. Um, but I'm excited for the reunion
I know.
and
We'll
we'll
have
see
something
what
to talk about
happens.
next week.
Yeah, yeah. But that's kind of what I had to say about that. Well, yeah, we'll have more to talk about next week though. Once we figure out if people are actually together or not.
And that'll be the first week we don't talk about Euphoria.
Yeah, I know. Rip. Sad.
What are we gonna talk about now?
um, who knows?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So I guess we could end it off with therapy. I mean,
Woo!
I think like 2 or 3 episodes ago, you said you are having your first therapy session. And I had my first one in like 7 years last week. So I guess we can talk about therapy a bit.
Yeah.
I think like therapy has this like negative connotation around it. Like you go to therapy when you're like not okay and like you're all this and that. But I'm just like, I feel like people go to therapy just to go to therapy to talk to someone. Like,
To get better, like mentally.
yeah, like there's some things that I don't want to talk to with like people that know me because like I don't know. It's just like sometimes I feel more comfortable talking to someone that doesn't know me. It's
Yeah.
weird, I guess, but like normal. But I mean, yeah, how was your first
Yeah.
session
So
without
I
being
haven't
too, you know?
yeah, so I haven't like been in forever. I think the last time I was in therapy was like when I was like 13. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
now 23, so it's been probably about 10 years. And at first I was like, because I have like a male therapist, and I was like, I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
that. But like it kind of like helped me because like I like talked like about like past traumas and stuff, and like he gave me his aspect. And then a couple of weeks ago something happened like right after therapy, and I was like, I need why can't it like therapy happen like the next day because I can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so Saturday I had my therapy session, and I like spilled everything to him, like how I was feeling and stuff. And like, cause like up to like the week up to like my last session, I was like crying every day just because of like some stuff happening in my personal life. And I broke down to him. I was just like, I don't know how to feel. Like I don't know how to like what to do about the situation. And he was like, you just gotta take it like one step at a time, and
Mm-hmm.
like your emotions are valid on how you're feeling. And it kind of helped me because yesterday was like the first day in a week since like whatever happened, that I didn't cry, and I was like, okay, baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
And so he helped me with that. And then one thing like we've been working on is like he's been having me do things with more intention. So like for example, like go for a walk and then just walk and like turn off your phone and like don't have any outside distractions, and let your mind just to like wander and don't worry about everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, it's been great, honestly.
That's good. I only had one session, so don't
How'd
have
it go?
much to talk about. I mean, it went well. It was more like a session for her to like kind of get to know me and like why, like what brought me back to therapy. Um, but it was good. I was kind of scared. I'm just like always awkward when I meet people for the first time. At least it was online, so it wasn't as like
Yeah.
stressful to meet someone, but I'm just like really just not fun sometimes. But she was really nice. She's a lot younger than my old therapist. My old therapist, I think she was in her 60s, hopefully,
Yeah,
because I don't want to be offensive.
I think
But
I like intentionally looked for someone who is younger and not like
mhm.
older, just because I
Because I
feel
feel
like
like
they
they
can
can
relate.
relate more. Yeah. So I would say she's like her late 20s or early 30s. Like that's what she looked like to me.
Mhm.
And she was really nice. I just kind of spoke about all the reasons why I wanted to go back and like things that I've dealt with and like things that I felt. And we went back all the way to like elementary school and I was like, oh, like it was so like weird to like relive everything that like I've dealt with, but it also felt nice in a way.
Yeah, that's how like my
Um,
first session went too, and I was like,
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
opening up
And
a
I was
lot of
like,
old
oh, we're gonna
wounds,
just
sir.
talk about this. And then like it was so like weird because like she made me remember things that I didn't remember happening by like just like asking questions off of like what I was saying. I was like, oh, like I'd never thought of it that way. So yeah, it was good. My next session is in like 3 weeks. We were supposed to
Damn.
do every 2 weeks, but the one week that so I was supposed to go next week, but the time that I'm available at, she wasn't available. And then the week after, she was like, okay, we could do like the same time, but I have my grad pictures. So it just works out to do it in a month. But she was like, this will like allow you to like see like if you prefer to wait a month or like do every 2 weeks. So yeah.
Mine is a weekly, and I honestly love it. Like because my sessions are like every Saturday morning, and it's just something I look forward to every week because I feel like something just happens like in the week, and
Oh
I like
yeah.
need someone to talk to, and it's just like so nice just to have someone like outside of like my circle to just talk to.
Yeah,
And
because like
since
it's
then,
like
yeah,
someone that like won't judge you and like someone that like this is why she told me she was like, you know, like therapy is good because like you can say stuff to me and it won't like cause you any like repercussions in a way. Like if you say something to like someone else, like it might make them like, you know, distance themselves for can I speak distance themselves towards you. Like when you tell your therapist, like they're not gonna be like, oh, like let me
yeah,
distance myself.
yeah. Kind of like one thing we talked about is like this kind of personal, but like jealous tendencies
Mm-hmm.
and like how I can work on that. And my therapist was like, it's okay to be jealous sometimes because your feelings are
Mm-hmm.
valid. And people tend to think that being jealous has like negative connotation towards it, when sometimes like you have the right to feel this way. And I was just like, thank you, someone to like help validate my feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's like, yeah, I don't know how to put it. It's just talking to someone with like no like judgment. Even though I don't think like people in my life would judge me for what I say, but like it just feels
Nice.
safer, I guess. Yeah, nice to like say it to someone that like you know for sure like can't judge you. And if they do, they won't tell you that they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's been nice. But yeah, I think people should go to therapy if they need it because it helps.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. um I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about anything?
No, I'm just like ready for school to be over because I'm over it.
Me too. I mean, so I have this week off and then I only have 5 weeks and a half and then I'm done and I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, I already know all my assignments are about to like flood me and I'm not mentally prepared, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to do anything early. So,
But I feel like my semester just started and we're already like talking about midterms and stuff. My midterm, my spring break is like in 1 to 2 weeks. And
mhm.
then like after that, like it's always like the second half of semester that always goes by super fast.
Yeah.
And that's what
And I'm
scares me.
scared. Yeah, I'm fucking scared because I'm like, one, it's like my last ever semester and I'm not planning on going to grad school. So it really is going to be my last. Two, like I don't want to do all these assignments. Three, I'm just like petrified of failing anything, even though like I'm not failing anything right now. I'm just like, if I fail anything, like I'll have to stay an extra semester. And I'm like, yeah, I can't think that way. But yeah, it's just like, it's a lot of emotions,
Yeah.
but almost done.
Yeah, like right now I'm like interviewing for internships for next year
Mm-hmm.
because I have to have one. And I'm interviewing with like 3 different agencies, and I've already done 2 of my interviews, and it kind of like scares me because they all have like acceptances like at such different times. So like the first one I interviewed for, they'll like have like their decision made by early March. And then I interviewed one for today and she's like, oh, we'll have it done by next week. And then
Oh.
there's one that I really, really want that's like a paid internship, but they're not interviewing until like the second week of March, and then they won't know until April 1st. And so I'm like, well, what if I turn these 2 down because I want the one
And
that's
then you
like,
don't get that
and then I
one.
don't get
Yeah.
that one. I'm just like,
Did they
what?
tell you how long you have to like say yes or no?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Well, maybe you should find that out because if you're able to like know or like tell them in like April, then like I guess it will work out.
Yeah,
But that's exciting.
it's nerve wracking.
Yeah, it's a mix of both, but yeah,
Yeah,
life is scary. But I feel like if we don't do things that are nerve wracking and scary, then we aren't living life.
yeah.
But that's what I just like to tell myself. I don't know.
I mean, I'm going on a solo trip to go see you in Canada, and that's kind of
Yeah,
nerve wracking.
yeah, it's gonna be fun though.
It is.
Um, yeah.
But yeah, that's all I had for this week.
Me too. I'm gonna be sad about Euphoria next week, but
I know.
we'll get through it. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. If you liked it, you should follow or subscribe to our podcast wherever you're listening to it on. Leave a review. Go follow our Instagram at the Zillennial Girl Talk. Follow us on YouTube. Leave a comment.
Do all the things.
Yes, do everything. But yeah, I hope you and everyone listening has a good week.
Bye.
Bye.